Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my February wrap-up, and yeah, I have a couple of books that I'm going to be talking about, and then I have one book that I'm going to be talking about that I DNF'd, which if you saw my previous video then you already know what book it is. Surprisingly, I only DNF'd one book this month, so that's good, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the book that I DNF'd first so we can get that out of the way, and then I'll start talking about the books that I actually finished. So the book that I DNF'd for February was actually Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and I really did not enjoy this at all. I DNF'd it, I think, like 3 or 4 chapters in, I'm not sure, but it was around there. I just didn't like the vibes that it gave off at all. The main character was very, I don't know, weird. Like she called her roommate's boyfriend rapey because she didn't want to let him into their dorm room while like her roommate wasn't there, which, I mean, yeah, I guess, but like, why did you call him rapey? Like, you could have just said, no, I don't feel comfortable, whatever. But like, she straight up just like, you're rapey, and I'm like, excuse me. I just felt like that was a big turn off, and if I don't like the main character, then like, I'm not gonna spend all of my time reading a whole book about you. So yeah, I've heard kind of like mixed reviews on Fangirl, so I don't know, I was just one of the people that didn't like it, I guess. So moving on to the books that I actually did read, I have 4 physical books that I read, and then I had 1 audiobook that I listened to. So I actually have 1 adult contemporary with like magical elements to it. Then I had 2 YA books and 2 thrillers. So, and also one of my thrillers was an arc. So yeah. So the first book that I'm going to be talking about is The Immortalist by Chloe Benjamin. I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars, I believe. And yeah, I feel like, okay, this book is about 4 siblings in New York City in like 1969, and there's this woman that they hear about, and they go to her and she tells them like the exact date of when they're gonna die. And then the book is cut up into 4 parts, and it's each of the siblings' life and like, you know, their death basically. So yeah, I liked the first half of this book. The second half I didn't very much care for. So the first section was the youngest sibling, and he was like gay in San Francisco in the 80s, like living his life as a dancer, and like loved it, loved reading about that. And then the second section is about like his older sister, and she is like a magician, and so like it follows like her life as a magician and like her doing like shows and stuff, and that was also very interesting. But then I got to the second brother and the eldest sister, and I was like, I really don't care about their stories. Like, I feel bad, but also I really don't care. Like, I just felt like I could have read an entire book about the first and second sibling, and then the other 2, like, I don't even care. Like, tell me about them in the other people's point of views. Rather than reading their points of views. I don't know. I mean, it was still pretty good, but I only liked half of it, so. The second book that I'm going to be talking about is Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Cho. And I really like this. I gave it, let me see, I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, which is pretty good. So this is a young adult novel. This is about this girl named Penny Lee, and she moves to Texas. Well, she lives in Texas already, but she moves like an hour away from her hometown to go to college, and she meets this guy named Sam, and they kind of become friends, and they basically become each other's emergency contact. That's what they call each other. And they basically become friends, but they only text each other. And so like there's a bunch of like cutesy like little texts and stuff in here that I really enjoyed. And yeah, they become an item eventually, and it's just about their relationship and stuff like that, and like stuff that like Penny is going through and stuff that Sam is going through. And I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that the main character was of Asian heritage, and yeah, I feel like it kind of pushed on topics that are important. So yeah, I would definitely recommend anyone, if you would want to read something like this, I recommend it. Read it. The next book that I read was actually an audiobook, and it is Girls on the Verge by Sharon Biggs Waller, and it is basically about these 3 friends that go on a trip, a road trip across Texas, another book based in Texas. They go across Texas so one of them can have an abortion, and it's basically about like their friendship and how like their different views about the subject matter, and like it all takes place within like a day or two. So I don't know, it was pretty interesting. I did only give it 3.5 out of 5 stars, but I mean, it was pretty decent. I know a lot of people give this book like 5 out of 5 stars, so yeah, it has a really high rating on Goodreads. It has a 4.15 rating on Goodreads, which is really high to me. So yeah, I don't know, it was pretty good. And I would recommend it if you're into that kind of thing. So the next book I read in February, I have actually read other books from this author, and I really enjoy the ones that I have read. So I picked up this one expecting me to like it, and I did like it, so not surprised there. So the book is, this was the first thriller that I read, and it was The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell, and I believe I gave this like 4.8 out of 5 stars. I don't know why I didn't just give it 5. Probably because it just didn't, it wasn't perfect to me, which is really the only reason I would give a book 5 stars, if I thought it was like perfect. And so yeah, but I really freaking enjoyed this. This book was crazy. Basically, it is about this rich family, and the mom is like depressed, I guess, and so she invites these people to come and live with them, and they basically, like the people that move in with them basically take over their house, like the rich people's house, and they basically like become a cult, and there's like children involved, and it's crazy. And I believe there's 3 different perspectives. So there's 2 people in present day, and then 1 person that is in the past, and is like basically like your window into what their life was like while the cult and stuff was going on in their house, so like you can understand what's going on in the present pretty much. And yeah, this book was wild. I highly recommend it if you are interested in cults like are reading about people in cults, this is the book for you. I really enjoyed it. That's all I gotta say. And then the last book that I read for February is The Other People by CJ Tudor, and this was an ARC that I actually won from Books and Lala, Kayla. This was the book club read for her book club, the Literally Dead book club in February, and I won this from a giveaway from Kayla. And yeah, I read it, and this was really good as well. Also a thriller, obviously. And yeah, it came out in January, I believe. So like, it's out now if you want to read it. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I probably would bump it up a little bit more than that, but yeah, it was really, really good. So this is basically about, there's this guy named Gabe that we're following, and basically he sees his daughter get kidnapped, and nobody believes that she was kidnapped. They all believe that she was murdered. And so he like goes like 3 years, and he is on the highway trying to find the car that his daughter was in. Like, this book is crazy. And yeah, it's basically like him trying to find his daughter and like the people that he meets along the way, and yeah, it's really good. So yeah, I would recommend this if you want to go pick it up. It is new, so yeah. And thank you for Kayla for gifting this to me. Alright guys, so that is the end of my February wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below what you read in February, because I would be really interested, and maybe I'll read some of those books in March, because I'm excited for March, even though I'm like way behind in my goal. I wanted to read 100 books this year, and I'm like 8 books behind. So if you have any suggestions, please leave me some below, because obviously I'm struggling if I'm 8 books behind. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye!